we are live. Good morning, everyone. Happy September 2021. My name is HeatherAsh. Welcome to everyone. And I am going to be broadcasting live every weekday through September and probably much of October as well, because we are going to read Warrior Goddess Training together. This month is the 7-year anniversary of Warrior Goddess Training, and 7 just seems like a super auspicious number. Good morning, Valerie. So I'm going to take the next couple days just to kind of do some introductions and share a little bit about the book, and then starting on Tuesday, the 7th of September, we will start reading Warrior Goddess Training, starting with, I haven't decided if we're doing the intro. We'll probably do the intro. Good morning, Mildred. We'll probably start with lesson 1, commit to you. And for those of you that are new to Warrior Goddess Training, hi. Warrior Goddess Training is a book that came out 7 years ago this month. So we're celebrating the 7-year birthday of Warrior Goddess Training. Good morning, Katie. And part of how I'm doing that is by doing a bunch of giveaways. We're going to give books away. I've got a stash of stuff to give away. So there's all sorts of goodness that's happening. I'm also sending copies of the book to friends, and we're going to start sticking them into. Do you guys have this at your place? Good morning, Lauren. And anyone who's tuning in, feel free to chat. We are live streaming on YouTube, on my Facebook pages, on the Warrior Goddess Women group, and in the Warrior Goddess Inspiration pages. So feel free to chat and say where you're tuning in from if you want. Good morning, Carrie. Hey, Irma. Good morning, Renee. So do you guys have those little bitty libraries at your around your house or around your work? People just stick them up in their yard or stick them up someplace. I see a couple of yes. So what we're thinking about doing to celebrate Warrior Goddess Training is putting books in those little local libraries. So I'm going to do that today. I'm going someplace that I'm going to stick a book in, and just letting the book go out to where it wants to go to. Good morning, Sophia, Katie, Dawn, Tanya, Lisa. Morning. I know, aren't they the best? Kathy, good morning. Great. So if anybody wants to play, good morning, Lisa from Australia. I'm so glad you could join us. If anybody wants to play and get a copy of Warrior Goddess Training and go stick it, boop, in one of those little libraries, or bring it to your local library. I think a lot of local libraries have them, but you can bring the book to your local library as well. And that is always a big gift in order to share the book around. Hey, Corinne. Hey, Danelle. Good morning, Joanne. So if you do stick it in one of those little libraries, take a photo. I'm going to start doing that. I'll do that today. So that's my first task. Hope you were blessed to see a book as well. And we will be doing giveaways. So I haven't quite figured out. We're kind of ramping up slowly. So over the past 3 or 4 months now, it's been a long, slow process for me and my team. We call ourselves Team Pixie. And good morning, Leanne, Tess, Heather, Lauren. Hey, Miracle. Good morning. Oh, I love that, Janelle. That's great. Miss you too, Miracle. Glad that you're joining. Yay. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Che. Sorry if I miss anybody. It's going by kind of fast. So starting about 4 months ago, I need more coffee. It's too early still over here. Good morning. Hey, Heather. We started really looking at all things Warrior Goddess and how we were sharing it in the world. And I actually hired somebody, her name's Rachel Allen, who's breathtaking, to go through and audit everything that I've ever created, which is a lot, people. Like, I create stuff. And hey, Robin. And so she is helping me get organized of how to bring a lot of the content that's been created out into the world in easier to access ways. So one of the first things that we did, working with my business coach, Alana, yay, Alana, is we updated the website, simplified it. So the website now, warriorgoddess.com, is now up and live, much simplified. We'll be moving some things around, but I'm really happy with it. So if you haven't checked out warriorgoddess.com lately, that is the main website. HeatherAshAmara.com will eventually get broken off into another website that's just about my books. And warriorgoddess.com has a lot of different resources there. So for those of you that are just joining us, good morning. My name is HeatherAsh Amara, and look, the book. This month, Warrior Goddess Training turns 7 years old. So exciting. So starting next week, September 7th, to honor the 7th, we are going to read Warrior Goddess Training together. So we're going to have a little mini book reading session every morning. I love that. Starting with our first lesson, Commit to You. And this morning, I wanted to share a little bit about, I know, that's like, what? How could it be 7 years old? It just got published. That's how I feel. I wanted to share a little bit this morning just about the history of how Warrior Goddess Training came into the world, and also open to any questions. I'm super excited as well. And I know, 7. Hey, Koi. Kailala. Nice. I know, it's so good. So we'll be doing giveaways. We have some webinars that are coming up. So again, warriorgoddess.com, completely updated. We are also refurbishing our Warrior Goddess Training Circle, which has been closed for 6 months, and we'll be opening it this month, new and improved. And what else do we have going on? I'll be reading the book. There's all sorts of things, and giveaways. So good morning, Elizabeth. Hey, Donna. Where can I purchase one like a Barnes & Noble? You can get the book pretty much anywhere. So I always recommend, if you want to get a book, go to your local independent bookstore. That's where I always like to start, is if you have an independent bookstore that's local, go support them and buy the book. And if they don't have it, they can easily order it for you. You can also go to like a Barnes & Noble, which is fabulous. Again, support bookstores. And then online, I really recommend going, I've been shopping from bookshop.org, which supports independent bookstores, and it's a fabulous place. You can also go to my publisher. So I'm going to write my publisher website down, hierophantpublishing.com. And you can also go there to Hierophant, and I'm spelling it wrong. Is that true? Oh gosh, I am. HierophantPublishing.com. eBay, that works too. Okay, so there's the correct. So HierophantPublishing.com. Ignore the one I wrote before. I wish I could delete it. Put user in timeout. No. Block user. No. Delete comment. Look, I can delete that one. Okay. Things we're learning. So delete comment. I'm deleting the one that is misspelled. All right, good. So if you want to get a copy or several copies, the publisher, my dear, dear publisher, Randy Davila, offers a discount if you buy 3 or more books. And you can buy, there's actually 4 books in this series. There's Warrior Goddess Training, which is the first one. Yeah, the bookshop it's called /bookshop. That's where I recommend buy everything from there, or go straight to your independent bookstore. So Warrior Goddess Training, let's have a little book show, because look, I think I have them all off my bookshelf. Warrior Goddess Companion Book number 2. Number 3, do I have it? Where is it? Number 3, Warrior Goddess Way. Fabulous one as well. And then the 4th one, oh, I might not have the 4th one, which is Warrior Goddess Wisdom. I'll have to get copies of that. It's probably in the box behind me. I read Warrior Goddess Wisdom online for a while, which was super fun. And the Warrior Goddess Wisdom is daily comments. So it's little bitty readings. So here's our girls. Happy birthday to the mama. And these are all the babies. And there's one more in this series as well. So, how did Warrior Goddess get to be? Many, many, many moons ago, I'll start at the kind of the beginning, which is it's a really fun story. So my dear friend Autumn, who, if you guys haven't met Autumn, you can listen to my podcast with her, Warrior Goddess Revolution. I think it's episode 13. We were in a feminist studies class when we were in college at UC Davis. So we were about 20 years old, something like that. And we met when we were 19. And we got really inspired about this idea of different types of spiritual traditions, especially women-centered, earth-centered spiritual traditions. We went to the library, we checked out every book that we could. We didn't even know what, we're just like, anything that has the word goddess in it or earth, we're getting. And we literally went back to our house with piles and piles of books and started reading. And that was my first introduction to European shamanic traditions, also called witchcraft or Wicca. And it changed my life, because what I started realizing is how much I had lived my life from a point of view of male god linear thinking. If I just do this and this and this, then I'll do it right, then I'll be perfect, then I'll be okay. And this idea that there was a right way to be, and that if you weren't the right way, you were going to get punished. Instead, what I found is these older traditions that were much more connected to the earth, to the cycles, honoring the feminine. And that just allowed me to step into finding myself in a different way, in a completely different context, and started me on this spiritual journey. Over many, many years, I studied with a lot of different teachers. And before I started studying with Don Miguel, actually, I started a women's circle. And this is part of what a fun part of the story too, is that one of my favorite authors, her name was Starhawk. And she wrote a book called Dreaming the Dark. Yeah, I'm looking at my bookshelf. This is me looking at my bookshelf to see if I have it right here, which I don't think I do. I think it's my other bookshelf. But again, another huge transformational book for me, Dreaming the Dark by Starhawk. And so we decided, Autumn and I decided, let's invite Starhawk to come to a ceremony, to do a ritual at our college for this thing called a teach-in in February. And I think it was February 1998. I think that's right. And of course, Starhawk was not available because she, at that time, was already a big author and teacher. And so we decided to do the teach-in and the ritual together and invited a bunch of friends. And as we were talking, somebody said, well, there's a witch in Davis. Why don't you go meet Sunny? Her name was Sunnyshine, is Sunnyshine. And we're like, well, what? Where is she? And it turns out she lived in Davis. So it was a great moment, because somebody said to us, well, she lives on 4th Street. I think it's 4th Street. That's probably not right, but it's the house you think it is. And we went and found the house, and there was this great, beautiful house that was completely overgrown. And we went and knocked on the door and introduced ourselves. And that began my first women's circle, where we studied under Sunny for a while. And then I started sitting under her teacher, Vicki Noble, and eventually started my own women's circles, mostly just because I was so excited about what I was learning that I wanted to share it. So I had no intent of being a teacher. I had no intent of stepping into this world really at all, except for I was so passionate about what I was learning, and I wanted to share it. And that's really what's been happening ever since. Warrior Goddess training came out of these women's circles that I started doing that were year-long apprenticeship circles. And I take women through ceremonies and processes and ritual and teachings. And when I left California, I spent my college years plus in California. When I left California, I had a group of students that still wanted to work with me. So I started working with them on the phone. This was way before there was Zoom or any of this wonderful stuff that we now have video-wise. We did everything on the phone. And so at that time, I did another year-long circle, which was long distance. And I started writing lesson plans every month different themes. And those lesson plans became Warrior Goddess Training. So there's 10 lessons in Warrior Goddess Training. The first one is Commit to You. Number 10 is Claim Your Path. We will be reading them together. So in celebration of Warrior Goddess Training's 7th birthday this month, starting September 7th, I'll be reading from the book every day at this time. So wherever you are, I've tried to make it at such a time that as many people as possible can join. So it is 7 a.m. Los Angeles, 10 a.m. New York, 5 p.m. London. And we will go through, I'll just be reading a chunk of the book every day. It'll be recorded. The recordings will be deleted after 24 or 48 hours. So at some point, we'll pull the recordings off, but you can come and listen to them at any time. If you can't join us live, mark your calendar to come in, and I'll just probably be reading for 15 to 20 minutes, so it'll be short. So, yay! So that is the intro number 1. I'm so glad to be plugging back in. I've stepped way back over the summer working on the house up at Warrior Heart Ranch. Oh, good. I'm glad, Deirdre. Loving Warrior Heart practice. Sherry, I love that you're coming from Australia. Thanks to Australia people, and that it is midnight. Thanks for joining. Not the greatest time for you, but it works. Oh, thank you. Yeah, and I really pulled back over the summer, did a lot less social media. We did a lot of stuff behind the scenes of updating the website. We're about to redo all of our social media and make it a lot more streamlined. So that's starting to slowly happen. Tara and Jamie have been phenomenal around pulling all that together. We have an incredible team. This book, everything has, a lot of support. So I really want to thank my team, Serena, Tara, Jamie, Rachel, Barbic, who's our business manager, who kind of runs everything, Rachel Allen, who's doing a big audit up for us right now of all the teachings and writings and helping get things organized, my business coach, Alana Burke, so many people. My sister right now, Christy's on sabbatical. So lovely, lovely. Just so grateful for my team and for all the things that are happening behind the scenes. So one of the things that is coming up, the teachings help me with health issues that are severely debilitating. Yes, here's why, Bonnie Lee. So for any of you that are struggling with big health issues, chronic, long-term, the book is really helpful because it helps you come back into relationship with where you are now and really honor your body and your emotions and your psyche and your energy. And what I've seen is a lot of the struggles that we have with our bodies is not accepting where we're at, and also places that we're constantly leaking energy. So that's one of the big things that I teach is for people how to hold a better container for themselves so they're not losing energy. Because all of us need more energy. We need more life force to make choices. And especially when your body is struggling in any way, to learn how to save energy and to be more mindful about where you're putting your energy is crucial. And I think it's really crucial for all of us when times are challenging, which is now. There's a lot of still upset and transformation that's happening. Hey, Marina from Italy. That we're in process, that we're learning how to ride some pretty big waves right now. So, one of my passions is helping women identified beings get free. And by that, I mean free of self-judgment, free of comparison, free of beating yourself up, free to choose where you want to put your energy, free to speak your truth, free to be exactly who you are, to be as unique and wonderful and expansive and yummy as you are in the world, free to be quiet, to be still, free from your own negative voices, free to listen to your intuition. And in relationship to the Warrior Goddess trainings, there's 4 qualities that we've been working with that work with the lessons, which is around intent, inspiration, intuition, and integrity. So if you want to learn more about Warrior Goddess training, if you're new or you want a refresher, I'm going to be doing a series of webinars coming up called Claim Your Warrior Goddess Power, how to claim your Warrior Goddess Power, 5 steps to owning your voice, your courage, and your wisdom. So let me, I think if I just do this, warriorgoddess.com/power. So if you guys want to join me, the webinars are happening. There's 3 different times, September 14th, 15th, and 16th. I love doing this webinar. It's so awesome. And what I do is I show a map, draw a map out live around where we are, what tools, like give a lot of tools, a lot of overview. How did we get where we are? What do we do now? Hey, Bridget. So if you can join me, please do. There's 4 different times to choose from. We do have a time. Serena does a time in the middle of the night for those of you. For us, Australia, South Africa can join us. Hi, Marcia. So good to see you here. All right. So I'm just going to open it up for any questions. Any of you that are new to Warrior Goddess, if you want to get 2 free copies of the 3 chapter downloads, there we go. Throwing all these things to you. Go to warriorgoddess.com. Check out our new website. If you go to warriorgoddess.com and scroll down a little bit, there's a way that you can get 2 free chapters. Starting September 7th, Tuesday, I'll be reading Warrior Goddess Training to you while we drink coffee or tea. So it'll be my morning ritual. You all are invited. I'm excited to read the book from beginning to end. We'll probably start with chapter 1, lesson 1, which is commit to you. And as we close today, I'll just read a little bit out of the introduction. Aww. I know we're so blessed at this time. So introduction, I'm just going to read a couple paragraphs. I don't want to get to the end of my life and find that I lived just the length of it. I want to have lived the width of it as well. It's a quote by Diane Ackerman. You are whole. You are powerful. You are complete. When you read these words, do you feel the truth of them ringing in your bones? Or do you instead feel the muffling weight of self-judgment and self-doubt? Perhaps you have a deep-seated belief that you are not good enough, and as a result, you have tried the exhausting process of seeking value outside of yourself throughout your life. If you don't love and honor yourself with every fiber of your being, if you struggle with owning your power and your passion, if you could use more joyful play and simple presence in your life, it is time for an inner revolution. It's time to claim your warrior goddess energy. So join me mornings in the States, evenings in Europe, middle of the night, Australia, Asia. We'd love to see you here. I'm going to be doing lives through September, weekdays, this time, Mondays through Fridays. Every once in a while, if I'm teaching or something, I'll have somebody come in, but we'll be reading the book together. So look forward to connecting with you more. Hey, Leslie. Hey, Brenda. And put this on your calendar. So 7 a.m. Los Angeles, 10 a.m. New York. Again, weekdays through September, we'll be joining together to read Warrior Goddess Training to celebrate the 7th anniversary of Warrior Goddess Training. We'll be doing giveaways. I have a box of things to pass on and more celebration happening. Thanks, Valerie. Big love to everyone. And I hope you have a beautiful day, and check out the website if you haven't, and sign up for the upcoming webinar. There's the link. Let's see. Show. Yeah. warriorgoddess.com/power. Those webinars are happening September 14th, 15th, or 16th. I do it live, and I show a big map of where we are at, how did we get here, where are we going, and how do we get there? Tools. It's all about the practical stuff. Like, I love concepts. I have a book full, I have shelves full of concepts and wonderful books. And what we love is practical. How do we put it into play? How do we make it work? How do we transform? How do we create change? That's what we'll be exploring as we go through the 10 lessons in Warrior Goddess training starting next week with lesson 1, commit to you. Yeah. All right, babes. Take good care. And I hope to see you tomorrow or sometime soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.